Oh, what is this, folks? You didn't think I was not going to do a 2019 Stanley Cup Playoffs prediction video because I didn't do one last year. Well, last year was an aberration. I know you people love this stuff, and of course, as you can see right there, this may or may not be satire's perfect bracket for the 2019 Stanley Cup Playoffs, which begin, I believe, on Wednesday. Let's get down to it. Now, I'm not going to be as scientific and mathematical as I've been in years past because, frankly, nobody cares about such things in today's America. So I'm just going to go down there and give you my quick and straight to the point picks, and as you'll see, I was right, all the way back in April. Alright, so let's start on the West Coast here. Calgary and Colorado. Yeah, I think Calgary's all around the better team. As far as how many games they'll win, they'll probably beat Colorado 4-2. San Jose and Vegas. Vegas, a really hot team going down the stretch, and I think they end up bumping off San Jose 4-1. So let's go with the Golden Knights on that one. Alright, on the other side of the bracket, Nashville against Dallas. I think Dallas is going to pull off the upset here. In fact, they actually did pretty well against the Predators all regular season long. So I'm going to go with them to take the advantage there. Winnipeg and St. Louis going with another upset here, even though if you actually look at the regular season stats, St. Louis pretty much owned the Jets all regular season long. I think not a whole lot changes. I think Dallas ends up beating Nashville 4-2, and I think St. Louis ends up beating Winnipeg also by a margin of 4-2. So that's the first round on the West Coast, or the western side of whatever, North America. So very quickly we'll go back over here and take a look at the eastern side of the bracket. You got Tampa Bay, who have like a record-setting number of wins in the regular season. They're like up there with like the 2006 Red Wings. Of course, the 2006 Red Wings also lost in the first round, but I don't think it's going to happen. Columbus is a very good team, a lot better than I think most people sort of paint them to be. But Tampa Bay, they're that good. I think they end up beating them in 4-1, so no shocker there. Boston and Toronto, pretty much what to expect here. I think Toronto, the goalkeeping isn't there. I think Boston's the better team overall. Certainly goaltending and better in defense. And they end up winning it 4-2. So not being too risky here. Not a whole lot of upsets I'm going for. Washington against Carolina. Carolina, of course, their owner also owns the Alliance of American Football, which is folding, so I think it's a distraction. I'm not saying that's the reason why I'm going to pick Washington to beat them overall. I just think that, it's just something in the back end there to think about. But yeah, Washington's just a better team than Carolina. No way around it. Better offense, better defense, better goalkeeping, better uniforms, better concession stand products. They're just going to beat Carolina. I got them winning 4-1. No surprise there. The Islanders and the Penguins. This one actually be pretty low. I think this is the only game in the first round of the playoffs that actually go to 7 games. And I think the Penguins, you know what? They do what the Penguins do. They go in there, they hang tough, and I think their goalkeeping gives them the minor advantage. And they end up beating the Islanders in 7. So we're going to stick with the eastern side of the playoff bracket and take a look at what we got going on with Washington and Pittsburgh. The perennial matchup. It's like we have this every year since 2007. But you got to have it. You got to have Crosby taking on that one guy. Yeah, I know his name. I'm just not going to say it right now. But yeah, I think it's going to be another good one. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go with the Capitals. I think they end up winning this one 4-2. So once again, they find themselves playing in the Eastern Conference Finals. And speaking of Eastern Conference Finals, here's something that a lot of people don't know about, unless you're a hardcore hockey fan. And that is the fact that over the last, I want to say 4 seasons, the Tampa Bay Lightning have been in the Eastern Conference Finals 3 out of those 4 times. And they haven't really had a whole lot of success, but I think this year it's going to be a lot tougher against Boston, I think. I think it's going to be a slugfest. But I still do think Tampa Bay ends up winning 4-2, which sets up Tampa Bay and Washington. I'll just hurry up and make my conference finals prediction here. I think it's going to be a good one. And I think Tampa Bay, they finally get that monkey off their back, and they defeat the Capitals in 7 games. They win Game 7 in overtime, 4-3, to get them back fighting for Lord Stanley. Alright, back over here, we're taking a look at the Western side. And of course, I know the guy's name is Ovechkin. I was just joking with you. I know people are sitting there commenting on it right now, like, I doesn't know the name of the guy on the Capitals, blah, blah, blah. I hate the internet. But anyway, back over here, Calgary against Vegas. Calgary, the #1 team statistically in the Western side of the NHL Stanley Cup Championship Playoffs. But I'm going to go with Vegas. I think they're going to do what they did last year. They get that hot hand rolling, and they're going to end up beating Calgary 4-1. So it happens again. Dallas and St. Louis. I think Dallas probably the underdog in this one, and I think they actually end up pulling off another upset. I think the Stars are a very talented team, good defense, good goaltending, surprisingly fast offense. I think they end up beating St. Louis 4-2. So that gives us a very unusual looking Western Conference Finals matchup. Vegas against Dallas. Yeah, when I think the national pastime of Canada, I think Texas and I think Nevada. But this one should be pretty good. I think this one might potentially go to 7 games. I'm going to be a little hesitant here on the side of caution. I think it's going to end up being a 6-game series. But once again, I think Vegas does it. I think they go in there and they win it 4-2. And that sets up the Vegas Golden Knights against the Tampa Bay Lightning for Lord Stanley. One more time. Vegas, their first appearance in the finals for Tampa Bay since 2015, I want to say. And I think it's going to be a good one. But at the end of the day, I think Tampa Bay, they go in there and they show them who's boss, and they end up winning 4-2. So you're 2019 Stanley Cup champions in the absolute least hockey-suited town in North America, unless they start putting teams in Guatemala. I'm going to go to Tampa Bay Lightning to be your 2019 Stanley Cup champions. And just so we have the official thing there on the NHL bracket game, I'm going to say there's going to be 17 total goals scored in the Stanley Cup Finals. So it should be a good series. So that's it. Those are my picks. I've got Vegas going in there, repeating as Western Conference champions. And I got Tampa Bay being as good as everyone expects them to be. And they go in there and they get their second ever Stanley Cup championship win. So there's that. Alright, well, those are my predictions for the 2019 Stanley Cup Championship Playoffs. And as I said up top here, just to remind you, these are a perfect bracket. So you know, way back in April, I was 100% accurate for everybody else. So there's that. Alright, let's enjoy the game. Should be some good ones. And I don't know about you, I'm happy to see some playoff hockey on the horizon. Because it's either this or having to watch baseball. And really, who wants to do that?